And greetings everybody, and welcome to another JeSter Reviews. And today I thought, seeing as how we've got the latest Riser event going, I would look at last year's ship that was on offer, and this is the Risian Corvette T6. Yes. Now this ship is supposed to be one of the fastest ships in the game, and what I did recently was to do a tour of the galaxy, which you can just see up in your top right screen there. I've speeded it up a little bit so you can see how we did. We did manage to clear the screen on Tour of the Galaxy and moved in to do a couple of other planets on the Alpha Quadrant. Anyhow, it wasn't as fast as I was led to believe. Now that could basically be down to my build, because I kept things rather basic. So as we look at the outside of this ship, I'll be honest, I'm not a lover of it, to be fair. I'm not keen, which is why it spent quite a lot of its time in my dry dock. However, given the recent Risian event, I thought I'd have a look at the 2019 event ship and you know, see if there's anything that I've missed in it when I first tried it out. So moving on quickly to the build, I've equipped this with 4 phaser beams to the front, a pulse phaser, an agony phaser, a prolonged engagement phaser, and the quantum phase beam array, which is part of a 3-piece set, but I've only put 2-piece on it. There were 3 weapons to the rear, and that consists of a pulse phaser, the prolonged engagement photon torpedo, which is part of a 2-piece set with the prolonged engagement phaser. So the 2-piece set gives us 7.5% recharge time and all bridge officer abilities. And finally I have another pulse phaser in the rear. The deflector is the Mako graviton deflector array. The impulse engine is the Mako impulse engines. The warp core is an elite fleet plasma integrated warp core with amp. And the shields is just the Mako resilient shield array. In the experimental weapons we have the Soliton, no, it slipped up there nearly, the Soliton wave impeller. In the devices I have the beacon of Keyless, which I'm going to actually swap out because I don't need that in there, and the red matter capacitor. In the engineering consoles we have the Trillium D plating, the universal domino, the hostile acquisition, which is giving me 30 accuracy rating. We've spoken about the quantum phase converter, which is giving me a plus 26.3 phaser damage. Moving on to the science consoles, I'm running the universal approaching agony console, which gives me 15% phaser damage and a 1.5 critical chance. I'm also running bio-neural infusion circuits. Nearly slipped up again there, didn't I? Got right tongue-tied. And I'm also using the universal M6 computer. I'm running the console that comes with the ship, which is the universal enhanced subspace wake generator, and that gives me an 8.6 flight speed. I'm running 2 tactical vulnerability locators, which gives me 39.4% phaser damage and 2% critical chance. And I'm also running a tactical vulnerability exploiter, which gives me a 39.4 phaser damage and a 9.8 critical severity. Moving on to the Masteries, as you can see I've only cleared 2 of the Masteries with this ship, which goes to show that I haven't really used it that much. Tier 1 accuracy rating +5, Tier 2 +5 defense rating, Tier 3, 10% kinetic damage and 10% energy damage. Tier 4, increased critical chance by 2.5%. And the trait is Rhythmic Rumble. That's interesting. What's that about? On pilot abilities, damage resistance, weapon power, cost. When activating auxiliary to dampeners or any pilot bridge officer ability for 20 seconds, plus 0 all damage resistance rating, minus 0% weapon power cost. That's quite cool. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that. Anyhow, right. So moving on to the statistics for this ship, we have a hull of 69,565. The shields, 13,713. It's going to be a bit squishy, I think, this, but anyhow. The resists, all in the mid-30s, early to mid-30s, apart from radiation resistance, which is at 19.6%. The accuracy rating is at 87, critical chance 22.4%, and critical severity is 155.3. Right, so let's have a look at the bridge, shall we? Because I haven't been on this bridge, so let's see what to expect. Although I bet, anyway, I'm not going to say it. Let's have a look at the bridge. Okay, so here we are on the bridge, and yes, I can't say that I'm not surprised. This appears to be the standard bridge for all the free ship giveaways, I believe. Well, the ones that I've reviewed anyway. Yes, well, anyhow, disappointment aside, let's have a quick look. Let's refresh our memories. I mean, I should really know these off by heart by now, shouldn't I? Yeah, this is the duty officer's station. Access to library file station. And the access to the bank. Yes, as always, we have the weird screen, which, you know, I'm never complimentary about, but, you know, there you go. Very weird, isn't it? Right, well, the crew. What on earth are you dressed as today? Why are you wearing Zencathi armour? Expecting trouble on the bridge? Dear me. Anyway, well, whatever suits you, carry on. Well, greetings, crew person. How are you doing? How's everything going? Is it all ship shape and Bristol fashion and all that stuff? You know, you're not actually sat on that seat, don't you? It's very strange. But right, well, anyway, carry on. Moving on here to this fine specimen of a Romulan person. Yes, well, how are you doing, Romulan person? Right, well, whatever it is, you're doing a spiffing job, so carry on. Right, well, as you can see, full talkative crew there. Yes, although my humour's hiding my disappointment really of this bridge, because I did expect something rather different, but never mind. While we're actually here, let's take a look at the stations, shall we? Right, so looking at the stations, we have a Lieutenant Commander Universal Stroke Pilot Station. We have a Commander Tactical Station. And we have a Lieutenant Tactical Station. And a Lieutenant Commander Engineering Station. And finally we have an Ensign Science Station. Now if you're so inclined and you wanted to have a bit more in science, you could actually convert this station, the Lieutenant Commander Station, into a Science Lieutenant Commander Station. Yeah, could do that. I think that would work pretty well actually. But I'm not actually a science builder, so I'll stick with what I know, which is engineering and tactical. But yeah, anyway, if you have any suggestions, answers on a postcard, and put them in the comments below. Right, so without further ado, we've looked at the outside, we've had a quick look at the inside, which is rather disappointing, but the least said about that the better, really. Let's take her into battle and see how she performs, shall we? So here we are, Sentinels. A little patrol.
We're in luck. We made it here before Jeula. Let's get to work.
Right, you are, Stammet. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, yes. Okay. Goodness me. All that's going on him, isn't it? Right, let's get into it.
Alachi fleet dropping out of war.
Of course they are. Well, it's quite manoeuvrable, I will give it that. Well, I was quite impressed with that, so let's get on to the beta station. Yes, she's quite manoeuvrable. I'm quite impressed with that.
Heads up! An Alachi fleet just dropped out of war.
Of course they will. They're always dropping out of war. Right, let's... Well, I have to say I'm extremely impressed with how this is manoeuvring. I may have been a little bit too hard on this ship, to be honest with you. Yeah, I think I could have done better on the weapons, but...
Let's get satellite Gamma online while we can.
Wait a minute now. And that on cue. Heavy graviton beam.
Alright, we have one satellite left to deploy. Let's get to work.
Well, that's interesting. Graviton, heavy graviton beam, kinetic damage, repel. Damage. Oh, it's right, okay. Part of the Mako set.
They're hitting satellite Alpha again.
Well, she can certainly handle herself, can't she? Right.
Another Alachi going after satellite Delta. like an Alachi flagship.
Oh, there we go. Well, there we go. This is the Risian Corvette T6 ship, which was last year's Summer Festival event giveaway ship. And I have to admit, I haven't had it out since I picked it up. I wasn't a fan of it, I'm being honest. I wasn't a fan of the design of it, but I am pleasantly surprised today. This is the first time I've taken it out to have a go at it. So yeah, I am pleasantly surprised. I'm still not keen on the design. I know I've been known to like quirky, but I think this is a bit too quirky for me. But it did very well, I have to say, you know. And in Tour the Galaxy, it did clear the screen. Yeah. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the review of the Risian Corvette T6, which was last year's 2019 Risian Festival ship giveaway. And I have to admit, this is the first time that I've taken her out. Well, not the first time, but before I've seriously had a look at her. And yeah, there is a fleet variant as well. And she did complete Tour the Galaxy on that screen. So if you're short a VC and you think you can complete Tour of the Galaxy, this is the ship to do it. It's currently on sale in Mudd's Market. Let's just have a look at that.
Getting lots of good data coming in from the
Ah, yes, okay. Yes. So let's have a look at Mudd's Market. It's currently on sale for 6,800 Zen. So there you go. I for one think that is quite expensive, given that it's got a basic bridge. Yeah, but anyway, that's just my own feelings on that. Well, I'm on my way back to Risa to complete my holiday. I hope you've enjoyed this review, and don't forget, if you want to catch more reviews, just hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I can bring you the new Risian Festival ship for 2020 once I've completed all the events. So until next time, this is JeSter signing off.